What's up, everybody? I'm Sheepshifter 23. This is Dat Wrasslin podcast. I'm here with Benjamin Rivers, Soulamazin Gaming, Streetkilln HD, and me, Sheepshifter 23. And we're here to talk about Elimination Chamber, the NXT invasion of Raw and SmackDown, and pretty much just the last match of NXT, because the rest was just filler. So, pretty good week for wrestling all around, guys. I'd say, like, between everything, I was, like, not, like, over the moon, but pretty pleased with all the shows. Holy crap, the chat is working on the thing. That's great.
Oh, thank God. Yay.
So, Ben, the very first thing that happened in Elimination Chamber, like it's written down on my notes. You can talk about Buddy Murphy. You've got 30 seconds. Go.
So, I'm gonna say this, guys. Well, first of all, Buddy Murphy. I have told everybody this. Buddy Murphy was gonna retain, and he actually did. Well, beat him by. Well, he actually defeated Akira Tozawa, and I'm saying that whole promo. Well, leading up to like the whole match against, you know, the whole Akira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy, I knew Akira Tozawa was going to lose that match. I'm saying, but Buddy Murphy, well, he's going to hold that title for like longer than your boy Neville. There you go.
29. 30. Great job, Ben. So,
wow. Nah,
next up, we had the Women's Elimination Chamber.
Predictable.
Predictable or not, we're not here to judge the predictability. I mean, sometimes that is something that we do talk about and discuss. But the main thing here is was it a match that was like on par with its male counterparts? Was it, or is it, you know, too much? Is it just them trying to do more kind of quote unquote first, or just keep doing the same thing that the men are doing? I thought it was actually a fairly decent thing. There were a few like botch moments that look kind of cringy, but overall, as far as what I was expecting and what I got, I was pretty happy with it.
I got 3 words to say about this.
What's that?
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
How? Okay.
You could say that about almost every part of WWE.
Well, could have actually been better. Nia Jax. This woman, she tried to go for, I think it may have been a potential spear, and so she misses, and just, completely just...
No, it was good. Overall, it was pretty good. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't bad.
Well,
I was talking about athleticism. Nia Jax, like, of both of the Elimination Chamber matches, the guys didn't go through the cell, the women did. Well, Nia did.
Only Nia, so that's...
you know, that was kind of, I was like, oh, okay, they gave them the big, you know, moment with the breaking through the cell, you know, the OMG moment. So, I mean, I thought overall it was a pretty good Elimination Chamber match. Street, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, besides the predictability, like you said, I mean, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Alright. Ben? Oh, yeah, predictable. Never mind.
predictable.
So, next up, we had, and we may go over some stuff that you guys thought was super important, but we're trying to limit these things to under an hour or less, so we're trying to cliff notes the whole thing. Next up was Miz and Shane O'Mac versus the Usos, where things start to fall apart, obviously, and we're getting probably Shane McMahon versus the Miz at WrestleMania, which is blah. I love Shane McMahon, I love the Miz, but I don't think that needs to be a WrestleMania match, I'll be honest.
I agree.
The Miz versus Shane.
Hang on.
Maybe with the right story, like when The Miz was going off with the Daniel Bryan thing and being like super honest, if he would have like went off on Shane McMahon in the same kind of way, and like they made it like this realistic type of real heat type thing, like they really hate each other type deal, you know, then maybe. But Street, what do you think?
Yeah, I like, yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. I mean, I can't say it won't be good because both of them have good talent in the ring, especially, you know, Mr. McMahon, he'll pull off some crazy shit, and the Miz, I don't know, maybe he has something up his sleeve.
Pulling a soul match.
But it'd be interesting if it goes that way. I am interested. Yeah, like,
Oh my god, I hope we don't see another Shane McMahon Hell in a Cell match.
I just hope they do something different. Then I mean, I understand. Like, I hate to go with what Ben was about to say and what Ben's been probably going to say 500 times on this podcast. Predictable. That is very predictable of the Miz turn. Like, they've been calling that since they teamed up. Like, everybody's saying, oh, it's just so they can turn on each other and have a match. It's like, I hope that they do something different.
It's not what's going to happen.
Yeah, I hope they do something
so
different.
Tell us what's gonna happen then. So
Shane McMahon's going to turn on the Miz. They've been rumoring and hinting towards the Shane McMahon heel turn.
yeah, I mean that's why I think.
Oh,
too.
so he can be corporate. Well, so we can go.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not necessarily corporate, but I don't know.
He'll probably be that corporate guy.
I mean, he's been like a good guy face for a while. So I think it's about you. Even though I love face Shane.
Yeah, everybody loves Shane.
Everybody loves, the crowd loves Shane.
That's why he's better as a face, in my opinion. But I guess, you know,
I agree, but
I guess a change is, you know, gonna happen. So
Hang on a second.
okay.
There is one major key point in this whole match that I wish Shane would stop freaking doing in every single tag match that he's always in with the Miz. That elbow right through a table. He needs to just stop just doing that. And focus like more.
He
on
should
the
stop
match.
doing things that are exciting to the crowd.
Yes, just stop doing that, then. Yeah.
You know those spots. Those spots are It doesn't matter. That stuff is not necessarily for the TV viewers. That's more for the crowd.
Okay, yeah, I know that, but it kind of actually, well,
until you're in the crowd, you can't complain about it.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. Shit. Listen. Okay?
Listen.
Every single time he always does it. Well, you know, the ending of the match, it's always going to be Shane McMahon and Miz losing. That's what I mean. That's why Shane McMahon, he needs to stop doing stupid elbow drop, which the last time we've ever seen that elbow drop, it's always completely fucked up.
Oh, you're saying the elbow drop cost him the match?
Yes.
So he should stop doing moves that they planned out in advance to determine the outcome of the match, so that he'll win the matches instead, because the moves have the effectiveness to determine the outcome of the match in real life. Gotcha. Understood. Copy that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I understand what.
All right. Next up, we have Finn Balor wins the Intercontinental title. The match, you know, matches aside, I'm not really worried about how good the match was, because it wasn't really that great. It was okay. But the thing that made the match good was that Finn Balor finally got some. I feel like this is just to like, here's something, Finn, because you're never getting the Universal title.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like,
but I mean, at the same,
I feel like it's just
that's the word I was looking for.
And to keep him quiet.
Yeah.
He's like, you remember that? You gonna leave?
But at the same time,
you remember when I gave you the IC title?
That's still a little bit unfair, because this isn't the United States title. This is the Intercontinental title, and the Intercontinental title is, well, if you think about it, in this day and age, for the past like 3 years, at least 2 years, that has been the headline belt of Raw. that has been the belt that
Basically.
because Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar is usually not
It's a pretty
there, and
big
that's
deal.
not a knock on Brock
Exactly.
personally. It's just that's how it's written.
It's the
So-
most
Yeah.
prestigious
Yeah,
title.
So
Most
yeah, it's you know it goes from
And
like
it's Finn Balor's first time winning it too, which is also a big
yeah.
deal.
So like Seth
Well, here's
Rollins,
the
you know,
thing. Here's the
rocked
thing. I
the
got a
show
question
with
for
the
you
Intercontinental
guys.
title. So I see good things with it, and it's not necessarily just a
Sheep.
consolation prize. Go ahead.
Since you made that point, right there, it's a good point. I want to hear you guys' opinion. Would you rather see him hold that title or the Universal title?
There's I think better things that could go on with the Universal title right now than Finn Balor. I don't think Finn Balor has the push right now for it. I don't think he's hot enough right now. I think he needs to they need to really put some effort into pushing him instead of just this random win out of nowhere, you know. So
yeah, they've been real sloppy with his win-loss and his stories and his matches. He needs a good run with this title. He needs to develop himself more as a personality, like a better character.
yeah, where's his hour-long gauntlet? He'll have an hour-long gauntlet and a couple.
I
Things
honestly
like that,
think
you know what I mean? Some big
him-
wins.
I honestly
And
think
he
him
definitely be a
over
Universal champion very soon. He's not far, but
yeah.
I think a
I
good
agree.
Intercontinental title run is gonna really suit him.
Yeah. True.
I think the IC title for him is the best bet than just going straight for that Universal title, because here's the thing, that title's basically it's a red hot on Raw. Like you said, it's the headline of Raw.
Yeah.
Universal title ain't making no headlines in freaking years. Hey, there's nothing going on with that other than stupid little storylines that get nowhere. And
Yeah, with the whole.
you know, all the people that held the IC title, you know, it's pretty. I think, you know, we can say that more people has held the IC title than Universal title, right? It's been more talked about.
Yep.
So, him
Well, the
holding
Universal
fucking
title was
is a big
debuted
deal.
in last year, 2 years ago, and
Exactly.
the Intercontinental title's been in existence since the 70s. So
I know,
yeah,
but
I'm
just
sure it
saying
has
in
more
one-
people who have
no,
been
just saying in the
in the
years
time,
that
that they both existed, way more, probably
more,
over double.
Way more people has held that title than Universal.
And it's had some
title.
really impressive runs. The Miz comes to mind, and Seth Rollins, of course.
Dolph
So-
Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. It just goes on and on. Universal title? Oh, okay, 4 people in that time.
Yeah, Universal title. No one really cares about it anymore because it just doesn't show up. As
Ben, I
always
wrote
have to
down
say,
I
every
wrote down
single
your 30
podcast
seconds for
you
that
ever
later.
know.
I'm kidding.
He wrote
Hey, hell, no. Well, we all
okay.
know Seth Rollins is
I
actually
do.
going to go beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. We all know it. No questions about it.
All right, so next we're going to glance over this pretty quickly, just because it was a main key point. Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. It was kind of a ugly match, but
never mind.
I will say that
Squash match.
Ronda Rousey's Sonya Blade armbar was pretty dope.
Yeah.
She said, what did she say? She didn't say finish him, but she said, Sonya Blade, or she said, a catchphrase that, Sonya says, or something like that. And right before she did the armbar, and I was like, that's cool. That's pretty neat. I like that. And, really one of the things that I don't like about Ronda is her ring attire.
Exactly.
Her ring attire makes her look really awkward. And she's always adjusting. She's always adjusting it.
The UFC ring attire.
I love the new ring attire.
She should rock something similar to that.
It was about time.
That freshened it up a little bit.
It's because she wants the fucking UFC attire, which that's what she wants to use. As a UFC attire.
Well, it looks
They
dumb.
changed it. They need to stick with the changes.
I think the UFC.
I wouldn't
Brock does the same thing. Those fucking
Sure.
shorts.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
gloves
but
and shit.
Yeah,
It's different.
yeah, but it's because of the way that she has to constantly.
Well, have him come out with freaking fights. That'd be much more freaking better for Lesnar.
Where she constantly freaking fixing her wardrobe.
She has to adjust her wardrobe, and it's like, it's so noticeable, and it's gotta be uncomfortable for her.
True.
It's not because, like, I think, oh, it looks stupid, or it's UFC. Like, it wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't a problem. It's obviously a problem for her.
I know.
And it was necessary to change it.
Unless, like, here's the thing. I'm not sure if she wanted to pick that or they wanted her to do that. Because it's like, I would assume that's what she wanted because, you know, of her name and them signing her. She's a big deal. So I'm sure she had a little pull there. More than, you know, other people do. But, I mean, if it's really bothering her, she could just ask for a different attire mock-up or something. I don't know. It's probably like, no, you're gonna wear that attire. You ain't changing your attire. You're from the UFC, all right? Pay big money. Maybe not. I don't know.
So next up was the Elimination Chamber. Pretty. Yeah, we're skipping lots of stuff, Ben. Sorry, deal with it.
Yeah, stuff that's irrelevant.
Yeah. You get your
DWI
right now. Deal with it.
Rousey thing that you guys
what are we skipping?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The whole Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair segment after the match.
Yeah. Skip.
No one
Because that was.
Skip that.
So yes, next we had the men's elimination chamber, which in and of itself I thought was pretty dope. I was wondering where like the big spot was, you know, like the breakthrough the thing. I think that they might have tried it with Kofi, but he couldn't go through it. It seemed like they were trying to get him through it at one point.
I noticed that.
And it didn't go as planned. So we had that. I'm trying to remember like the big moments of that. Obviously, Kofi Kingston's performance is one that has to be recognized. Again, if they were testing Kofi Kingston, then he definitely passed.
You don't need to test Kofi Kingston, dude. Been there, done that.
He's under a big spotlight now because, you know, he's being considered maybe for, you know, a bigger thing, or, you know, so the pressure's on. So they were kind of looking at it like that. Samoa Joe losing immediately was kind of odd to me. He was like the first one to go, wasn't he?
I know.
See, I didn't like that very much.
Yeah, I really didn't either, and like because Samoa Joe should be.
Honestly, I wasn't very surprised, but I didn't like it. I figured Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy would be the first two out. Because he was also, wasn't he the first person to be eliminated?
I thought Jeff Hardy would be the first one out, and then it would be Samoa Joe.
Me too, yeah.
No, it was Samoa Joe and then Jeff Hardy, because I think Jeff Hardy actually hit that Swanton bomb.
That was dope. The Swanton bomb with him draped across the ropes was pretty nice. And then the finish there to pin Jeff Hardy, it felt like, it kind of felt cheap. I was like, oh man, Jeff Hardy should have got a pin right there, but at the same time it was like a way for him to go out with a bang and still like not take that much of a loss from the loss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
So all in all, like Elimination Chamber, I was pretty impressed. There were some dull moments, of course, but like as far as pay-per-views go, like the last couple, like, well, it's been hit or miss, but this one was definitely one of the better.
I guess I never miss, huh?
Definitely one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah, definitely was pretty good. I mean, here's the thing. Tell me your favorite tell me your favorite part of Elimination Chamber. Let's all tell our favorite parts of Elimination Chamber.
Of this current one or in general?
This current one that just happened.
Yeah.
My favorite part was definitely when it was down to just Daniel and Kofi.
alright, yeah.
What was your soul? I couldn't hear you. What?
I was literally like, I had my fingers like in my beard, staring at the screen, like, holding my face, like freaking out because I thought that any second like he actually might win. But at the same time, I had that little negative guy on my shoulder saying, hey, "Shut up, Soul. You know he's not gonna win. You know, freaking."
Yeah, Kofi's performance was definitely my favorite.
What? Between the match between the two of them at the end was walking apart.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Kofi definitely.
I mean, I think I gotta say that. I mean, I liked Jimmy Uso and the Miz and Shane match. That was pretty good, other than the outcome. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty good.
So, well, does anybody
I was
think?
gonna say if we're gonna talk about Baron Corbin match.
No, I skipped it.
Oh,
I skipped it.
hang on. No, that match needs to like just.
I just wanted
That's why I
to
skipped
bring
it.
them because I wanted.
That's why I skipped it, Street.
Nah, that match should not have even happened because it's fucking bullshit. That match should have actually happened on the kickoff show.
What's bullshit?
Get that. No, I said the kickoff show. That match should have actually happened on the kickoff show, not the fucking main card. They should have had the cruiserweight title.
Come on,
the freaking
Ben,
main
drink
card.
it in,
I'm
man.
sorry. No.
Baron Corbin.
No.
Listen, I'm going to tell you why it didn't happen that way.
One thing I really also.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
It's because Baron Corbin is more relevant than Buddy Murphy.
It's true. This is true. It's true.
Okay,
Come on, you can't deny
Facts.
Baron Corbin isn't a great heel. Baron Corbin is like on the top freaking 5 of best current heels. That's right now.
Okay, hang on.
Yep.
Okay.
Hate him all you like, but that means he's a good heel. The more you hate somebody,
he's a good heel.
Okay.
Real people realize good heels.
There is something I need to
name a heel that you like, Ben.
Name a heel that you like.
Well, oh yeah, a heel I like right now. You know what a heel is? No, forget it. Because you know what? Well.
You don't like any of them because
no
you buy
heel,
into you're into kayfabe.
Okay.
You buy into kayfabe.
Kayfabe is totally dead. He still buys into
He's still.
This is what I mean. I kind of like say he's kind of gonna dress myself. Hang on a second.
You can't dress
Looking
yourself.
up top. Ben's looking up top.
I'm trying
Ben's
to.
looking up top. Top
something.
heels right now. The computer. He's looking up top
I'm trying to like
heels.
just talk something.
And he's gonna pick
Go,
one.
Ben. Go.
Straight. Enough. Please. Let me.
Nah, but you
let me
guys
just say
can't
something.
deny that trio, Baron Corbin, and you know what's his face there, Drew McIntyre, and
I can deny
That's what I was
whatever
just trying to like
address.
I know you can deny, but come on.
You don't tell me how to feel.
That's the new Shield.
You would have freaked out on me right now?
Can I,
The
just
new
say something?
Shield.
You want me to start
It
yelling
kind
at
of reminds me
That's
of
crazy.
like that boring type of the Shield. That's what I mean. That's what it kind of reminds me.
It's not boring,
It kind
it's
of reminds me
amazing.
of
You know
like
what?
the rip-off,
I know what they should do.
pathetic.
Look, they should
boring.
get.
Well, this whole faction.
I've got
needs
it.
to
I
just
know what's gonna
end
happen.
Because
Ben's
I
gonna
figured
say
it
his
out. I
favorite
figured it
heel
out.
is
I
Kenny
figured it
West.
out. No.
you know what?
Look, Donald Trump is gonna come back to WWE for WrestleMania.
Oh, man.
For WrestleMania,
man.
and he's gonna
Oh,
be
man. You know how many people
he's
are
gonna
gonna
be
be
he's gonna be the face behind Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley, right?
We got Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley.
Not Braun Strowman. Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin,
Braun
and
Corbin.
yeah, and
I'm offended now just because you just said Baron Corbin was actually no.
and Drew McIntyre.
No, because you
But
actually
see,
just
okay,
said-
so listen, you gotta let me finish. Donald Trump comes and he's running those 3 guys, and you know what? He calls them the Wall, and they go after Lucha House Party.
Oh my god.
You know what?
All right, everybody. It's been real.
All right, guys, we kind
Have
of
a
hit
good
that
night.
level.
That's what he's gonna do. That's
this,
what's gonna happen. I can see it.
man.
I can see it.
I actually have to go now.
You didn't even give us 30 minutes.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, well,
You gotta go.
You know what? Hang on.
Oh, I thought you really meant it.
So big trolling.
Oh, I got beat by Fat.
Because of the tone of his voice.
Well, I dug a little deeper and found out that Donald Trump actually is going to reveal that Baron Corbin is his son. So.
Oh. I can't wait for that reveal. Is that going to be on Raw as well when Roman Reigns comes?
Yeah, there's going to be a rivalry. They're going to Kurt Angle's going to run for president.
I hope. Hang on.
They're going to have a tag team match at WrestleMania. It's a modern side match. Jason Jordan's return.
Oh god,
don't worry.
A lot of returns.
So next time is we'll run into Raw real quick. So the first main thing, there were some promos and some stuff like that, but nothing real major to consider. Besides one part that I have to bring up was heavy machinery. I don't know why Lacey Evans is doing this little stroll out to the ring and walk back out to the inside. Whatever. It's kind of corny. But when the Heavy Machinery came out and did their strut, I thought that was pretty funny. I can't get enough of Heavy Machinery. Those guys are awesome. Stakes and weights. And I noticed that Tucker was a little bit more. Oh yeah, he was trying to get a little bit more in character. So he needs to ramp it up a little bit more. Bring some energy to the table. He needs to go Mojo.
Oh
no. He needs to stay hype.
Whoa.
So next up was the next big key moment. That was a joke, man. It had nothing to do with actual Mojo.
I know, yeah, but the freaking Mojo Rawley thing, like at Elimination Chamber, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
I think Mojo Rawley is a very talented actor.
Yeah, they're like, Mojo Rawley. Well, his character is going to, I was going to say, well, his character, it's like, it's losing all this hype. I'm just saying, it's like losing all the hype around.
Alright.
What?
Alright, Ben. We got you, Ben.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You heard it here first.
Next moment was the Revival versus DIY. So the tag champs of Raw get beat by former tag team, an uneasy alliance. It's weird, the dynamics of that, and it's so intertwined with like 2 years of story that it makes for great storytelling no matter what they're doing. If they're in a ring together, it's a great story because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
True.
So DIY.
The only thing that you do know is that both of them are light years better than a rival in every way. And that's what that is.
So you're only saying that to prepare yourself for their leaving WWE, and you're just making up that cover story. We know you love the Revival. Don't play around.
I'm just saying. Well, at least it is actually.
Reverse psychology is not going to work, so you're going to miss him.
Can I, okay, so can I, just say something? Well, at least the Revival, they are actually, much of they're better tag team than Gable and freaking Bobby Roode. I can say that myself.
I didn't talk about Gable and Roode. I said
I know, but you have to respect the freaking Revival are much more better, than those two jabronis known as Chad Gable.
That's irrelevant to what I said then.
I know, but I'm just talking about freaking Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. They're now they're two jabronis that don't even show up anymore. Oh, oh my god, I swear.
Jabronis,
don't worry, Yep, they're very two jabronis. Well, if they actually turn Bobby Roode heel turn, then the whole heel turn from Bobby Roode will be much better.
2004, The Rock called. He'd like his catchphrase back.
Exactly.
Here is your winner, Michael.
Ben begs for heel turns, but he doesn't like
heels. Shots fired.
He doesn't like heels.
Ben's being a savage right now.
Well, Yeah, I'm
All right,
always
what's
straight
the next
savage every
little
single
thing we're
time.
gonna go over now?
Elias versus Alistair. Just because
Oh.
it's Alistair and he gets to do his full entrance. I hate when he doesn't.
Poor Elias, though.
Yeah, I hated that. I was like, man, why they got to do that to my boy Elias? But somebody's got to take the black mass, and I mean, if anybody's going to put him over, Elias is, I guess, good at putting people over. He's done that most of his Raw and SmackDown career. So.
Is that what they did? Is just to have? So here's the thing. Did they have John Cena put Elias over so Elias can just put over good guys from NXT or shit like that? Is that the thing?
Elias is the new John Cena. Just without the prestige and glory that came with before all the building. It's just like
did
a
he carry down his legacy when when he beat John Cena? He just carried John Cena's legacy down of putting people over. He's like,
Yep.
There you go, kid. It's your turn to carry it. Oh man.
No, he's actually well passing the torch. That's what he's doing. He's passing the torch to
Exactly.
Well, it's like the new guys coming in to the main roster.
Like shit, we don't have John Cena. We have Elias though.
So, anybody else have any thoughts on Alistair and Elias?
No, I like Elias. I mean, I like Alistair and Elias.
What about this crossover in general? It's obvious that they're not. It's obvious that they're not being main branded, and there's a lot of people saying that
agents in a way.
There's a lot of people saying that this is more like the system that Triple H has been talking about, where NXT is pretty much equal to Raw and SmackDown, because NXT is going to be just a WWE brand.
That's what I believe they're building to.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Isn't that what he wanted
shows.
to build?
NXT is going to be a major show.
Like
Absolutely.
a main roster brand? Isn't that what he wanted
and they're
to build?
working on TV deals as well to get it on actual television. I think this was just a beginning to introduce a larger capacity.
I don't want it on
crowd.
regular television.
You want to know why they're finally doing this? You want to know why they're finally doing this? You want to know why?
Because
3 letters. AEW. They're scared.
Yep.
They're trying to bring their ratings all the way up.
I don't think so. I think this has been like.
Nah, they would have done it a long time ago. How long has NXT been there? How long has Triple H been with NXT? Forever, since it started. It's his thing. He had all those years.
Yeah, but it took all those years to develop so many characters.
He still had last year. He still
and
had.
I think right now
4 months
NXT
ago.
has the biggest star power than it ever had.
It does.
In one single.
It does. It really.
It's
does
got more.
have
I think it has more star
They-
power actually than either Raw or SmackDown,
They easily have the
Even though I
roster
don't-
to
even
run
though I
a
don't
full
watch it,
third
or better
show.
talent
They
anyway.
can easily put on a 2-hour or more weekly show and beat it.
Even though I don't watch it, I can agree.
Well, the format of NXT always leaves you wanting more.
No,
But
I
even
don't
when
got
they
time
have,
to watch NXT.
I make sure to watch it. And even if I can't watch like Raw or SmackDown, I make sure to watch NXT because it's only like 45 minutes, like an hour or something like that. So.
I know, but I can't.
But
remember
one of the main reasons I believe that they're becoming equal and that they're going to cross over regularly and bounce between shows is because they want to spread the talent around between the 2 different companies right now. Well, 3 if you count WWE and the network. They want to spread all that talent around, so they say, you get John Cena, you get John Cena, you get John Cena, you get Brock Lesnar, you get Brock Lesnar. So,
I have one issue with this. Obviously, obviously them bringing NXT superstars to the main brands and doing that whole thing that they did last week about having them show up and do matches. Obviously, this is for the better, so they're obviously gonna win those matches. Now, I have an cision. What if it doesn't turn out that way? Yeah, exactly. What if it's like that? And let's say, how Ciampa is NXT champion. Let's say if somebody wins over Ciampa, how is that gonna work towards? Does that person get a title shot opportunity at an NXT
Maybe.
championship?
Maybe.
That's kind of, you know.
No,
it's just
that's not even the idea or what's gonna happen. It's not about. These guys aren't gonna continue to show up on Raw and SmackDown forever. They're not. It's not a cross-brand. You're thinking about it all wrong. It's not that these guys are cross-branded that they're gonna be performing on NXT and Raw.
No,
and
no,
SmackDown.
I understand that, but I'm saying
it was like a one. I'm pretty sure it was like a one and done thing.
Here's how I know. Here. There's almost proof to the contrary. Here's the reason. Listen, the women's tag team titles. Here, listen, the women's tag team titles are going from Raw to NXT to SmackDown. Those titles can be defended and won by any of those superstars on NXT, on SmackDown, and on Raw. That's why I think that's their test. To see how well that kind of thing would work, and while that's moving the belts instead of.
I don't think that's relatable at all, because I feel like with the women's tag team championships, they don't have no other choice but to do that, because you only have 2 or 3 tag teams on each brand, so you're not gonna have multiple women's tag team titles.
You make a point.
They have to do that. You don't have a choice. With all this was, these 4 guys coming on SmackDown was promotion for them, to show the world, because you know how many millions of more people knew these guys that
of course,
don't
there's a lot
watch
more.
NXT.
Yeah, because like Street's one of them.
Promotion for their own brand to say, hey, guys need to tune in to NXT next week, because this is who you're gonna see. These are the guys that run the show. They're beating guys on Raw and SmackDown. You need to tune in and check these dudes out.
I totally understand that.
That way, whenever it does come, when it drops later, then you see in the headlines, NXT signs a deal with such and such TV. And now you sitting at home and, NXT is coming on live on USA or blah, blah, blah tonight. You're going to tune in and watch, because you're like, I remember Ricochet was on Raw. I remember that guy, Aleister Black, the Elias. You're going to tune in and watch it now because they fed it to you. They gave you that promotion. That's all it is. It's advertisement to make NXT truly a third show, a third major brand.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
It's about.
I understand that.
Could be.
But there was rumors and
I agree.
a
I
while
think it should be. I
ago
think
of
it's
show merging back to where there's no more of the SmackDown this and Raw this. I heard a while ago they were just not gonna do brand splitting anymore, and they're gonna combine all the shows and have talents just go back and forth to different shows. So I don't know. Not sure. I mean, there's a lot of talk of that, and that's what they they did it with Raw and SmackDown, obviously, multiple times. It's not like they can do it with NXT, but not really, because of how the NXT is basically at the moment its own brand, because of the titles and whatnot. But the only title I see there that wouldn't be swapped over would be the NXT United States title, unless they rename all the titles or just merge the titles together.
Wait, you just said the NXT United States, it's a North American Championship.
North American Championship. But if they take away the NXT and
actually just said the United States. You actually just said the United States.
Shut up, Ben.
sorry.
I know, but it's still kind of United States. You just add Canada in there. There we go.
Okay.
Big deal.
Okay. Hey, don't go off at me, bro. Don't go off at me. You know what happened last time?
Alright, so moving on. We had the greatest match.
From Canada's in the WWE, so it doesn't matter.
Moving on, we had the greatest match in the world. We had Rousey versus Riot 2. Wow, what a barn burner! I'm
Why
kidding.
are we even talking about this?
Just because of the fact that there's no like she gets a rematch automatically, and it was another I don't know, and that's why I'm mentioning it. I want to know what their reasoning was behind this.
Well, you're not gonna get an answer here.
They completely slaughtered her at Elimination Chamber, and upon watching it, they're like, "Holy shit!"
They're like, "Holy
Oh,
shit."
we gotta make her.
We gotta give her an exception.
We gotta make her look a little better this time. Like, you caught me off guard that time. I'm still gonna lose, but I'm a little bit better than that.
Can I get a rematch? I forgot I was supposed to fight back.
I forgot that I had a spot in the match.
I forgot I was supposed to hit her. She just did a lot of hitting me. Can I get a
What trash?
So, and this one kind of goes with the rest of the ones earlier. You know, you had Alistair versus Andrade and DIY versus The Bar, again winning against fairly impressive competition. So that's good things. And then Ricochet beats Eric Young, which with Sanity's like record lately, that's not very impressive. Well, I mean, I guess it is because of the other two outside, and he had to deal with them, but. And I mean, it was pretty impressive, I guess, but I feel like Ricochet could have been showcased a lot better. What do you find fucking ridiculous?
I find how all these NXT come-ups, not the current ones, but, you know, people like Andrade and, you know, fucking Insanity. I love how they had such a good run in NXT, and then they get treated like shit in WWE, like in Raw and SmackDown. And then they have some other people from NXT, which they probably were there when they were, you know, fighting, probably had matches with them and had good matches, and then they get put down and like just buried. It's just like, how you gonna do that, buddy? How you gonna do that? It's just like, come on.
I'm trying to think of the last NXT person to do well. Maybe Shinsuke.
Huh? You don't think Andrade didn't have a good run?
No, he didn't win any titles,
you
did he?
You think Insanity had a good run as a tag team?
I'm talking about since they got to the main brand.
Oh, okay.
Shinsuke won a title like twice or something like that.
Not any good.
They've pretty much all been put to the bottom ever since like Kevin Owens came over, and he got a huge push immediately. But like nobody else that I can think of since then was like hugely pushed. Well, he wasn't even pushed. He just kind of like fell into the. He was like a placeholder a few times, and I was never impressed.
That's what they usually are, is placeholders and fillers for, you know, things like that. It's like Elias. You know what I mean?
Elias. So, next up we had that big six-man tag with Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles, and all that stuff. It was a pretty good match, pretty entertaining. The main reason to even bring that up was at the end they announced that Kofi Kingston would be taking on Daniel Bryan at Fastlane for the world title, which I think we can all agree that he's not going to win at Fastlane. Because I mean that's the obvious. I mean, if he does, then because I mean not everything has been going quite to plan lately. They've been throwing a few little curveballs here and there. So maybe he does win it and surprises everybody and gets his WrestleMania moment anyway. But what I was thinking is that he loses, but he loses like in a really controversial way. Like he had the pin and the ref didn't see it, or Daniel Bryan taps, or you know, interference or something like that, and then they turn it around and he either earns his way into a WrestleMania match. I think he deserves a WrestleMania moment. He deserves a WrestleMania moment, 100%. And this is the time.
I feel like if Kofi Kingston beats Daniel Bryan for the title at Fastlane, of course it'll be amazing no matter what. But I feel like that means that he's gonna lose at WrestleMania.
He'll lose at WrestleMania, exactly, and that's why I don't want that to happen. Maybe I'm thinking with my heart here.
I'd rather him win
yes,
at
absolutely.
WrestleMania.
That's what I want to happen.
Then again, I could see him winning at Fastlane and with having the title for that month, and then facing Daniel Bryan again at WrestleMania, and then maybe that could be like when Bray Wyatt returns and maybe helps Daniel Bryan beat Kofi, and it looks like, you know, although he lost at WrestleMania, he put on a great match, and he only lost because of Bray Wyatt's return. And then it could turn into a Wyatt family versus New Day thing or something afterwards.
I think we're kidding ourselves with the whole Wyatt family thing. I don't think that's gonna happen. And I'll be 100.
Between him and Rowan.
And I think even with that, I think
gonna be back soon.
I think they're done with that. I think Luke Harper's like thinking about going elsewhere. I think there's signs that he may do other things. I mean, they're not using him, and even when he is healthy, they weren't using him right.
I'm just trying to like see if I can find this tweet from Bray Wyatt, because I think he actually did tweet something about Daniel Bryan. Sort of look this up.
Well, that could be something.
Well, it was
those are
like
just some of the things going through my head involving Kofi and Daniel.
So I do hope that he gets a WrestleMania moment. If there's not going to be another chance, please, you know, this has to happen.
SOS.
Next up was the next big thing was NXT, the main event, which was Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano. I mean, these two. It was a great match. You know, there was definitely. I mean, NXT crowds are always behind everything. So, but you could definitely tell the crowd was behind it. It was a great match, back and forth, multiple close calls. And out of nowhere, Velveteen Dream wins the title from Johnny Gargano after Johnny Gargano had just won it.
Great,
so,
finally.
Velveteen Dream finally has gold. At the same time, this is kind of like the same situation with Finn Balor. This almost feels like a consolation prize. Like, he's been so close to winning so many titles so many times. It's like, you know, maybe they should have let him win the big belt, or maybe that's next. You know, maybe he
could be.
I could see him being cocky enough to say, you know what, and just walking by some random guy in the locker room and just being like, here, you can have this. I want the other one.
I think that all of us are guilty of wanting to rush things that we want to see. You know what I mean? We want what we want it now, and I think that we need to.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Sometimes you need to sit back and let the story develop. You know, and sometimes it feels really dragged out. And
I've been waiting for Finn Balor's story to develop for what, 2 years now? When's that gonna
yeah, that's the case where it feels like, okay, like
Bruce Pritchard is here to save the day, guys. Bruce Pritchard is gonna save everything, right?
He's a writer.
If any of you haven't heard, Bruce Pritchard, also known as, what was it, Dr. Love?
Oh.
Was that what it was?
Wasn't it Brother Love?
Brother Love, yeah.
Yeah.
The completely red painted heel from the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah. Don't even remind me.
So, yeah, he's been hired as basically in a major role in creative. The Something to Wrestle podcast guy.
Yep, Something to Wrestle podcast guy. When do we get our writing?
Also, as well as news, if you guys haven't heard, I don't know. Not DWP, you had me think about that. Ty Dillinger, Hideo Itami, and TJP have all been released, as well as Arn
TJP?
Anderson.
No, the Dab King. No.
Yep.
Arn Anderson has also been released from his role, I think as a road agent. I'm not 100% sure on his roles in the company. Can't really think of any other major news. You guys got anything?
Oh, hang on.
Oh!
Roman Reigns returning the Raw. this
Who?
I
week.
said that earlier,
Calm
Ben.
down, 4-year-old.
Who,
I
Ben?
said that earlier, Ben.
Roman Reigns.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is actually.
What?
Okay,
What?
dude.
What? Say that
Okay.
again, Ben?
Roman Reigns. Roman freaking. Yeah, I have to fuck
Roman
some
what?
shit up.
Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns. Okay, so Roman
Ramen
Reigns here
noodles?
plus.
What?
No, straight. Enough.
What?
Enough with the
William
freaking
Wayne's?
game. Enough
Wayne's
with the
World?
game.
What?
No.
What?
It's raining in Rome.
No.
Roman
I'm
is
trying to-
raining?
No.
In Rome it
Roman
rains.
Reigns
Yeah, but it
is
rains
gonna-
everywhere.
Roman Reigns, what?
No, I am not
crazy.
like just like now done just from leaving this party right now. Okay, so enough. Yeah, I'm trying to like fucking like say something like very important. Well, Roman Reigns of course will be of course coming back to Monday Night to actually give us a like quick update about his current battle with leukemia.
Yeah.
So so expect so
Crazy.
so expect Roman Reigns coming back. So
It's
we'll
also
give, like,
rumored that
update.
it's also rumored that it could be one last reunion of the Shield in a way to push Dean Ambrose back in the right direction.
Yeah,
as well.
that's true. I mean, they're
And it's
talking
also
about
rumored that Roman Reigns is still he's been hitting the gym and he's in
Exactly,
good
yeah.
physical condition, and
He's in good
they
physical
may possibly be pushing for him to wrestle WrestleMania as
Yeah.
a one match. But
I mean,
that's
he's
okay.
Well, if
doing
that
a movie,
happened,
so
the
he has
obvious
to be in good
the
shape.
obvious matchup there is Drew, Bobby, and what can I ever name all three of them? Baron.
It's insane. I can't ever name all three of them. Because it's such an awkward naming. It's just like they all have long names.
They don't sound good. It's hard to say.
They need to shorten their names. Just
They
need to be
need-
Baron,
yeah.
just need to be McIntyre, and just need to be Bobby.
They need like a group name.
Yeah. Didn't they have one? I wonder at first. Remember when they were going after the Shield?
What-
He said
they
these
with
are my
Braun, yeah, the dog of war dogs.
dog
or
war.
Yeah, the Dogs of War.
Dogs of
Yeah.
war.
Dogs of War V2. There we go.
Oh god, don't. No,
New
no.
improved.
Maybe they should be the Expendables.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh god.
really that now?
So, any other
there's
The only
news?
thing that needs to improve
Yeah.
is Braun
There's
Strowman.
one recent news that came up saying Tyler Breeze is no longer going to be working for WWE. He refuses to work with Raw or WWE in general.
What? We lost Ty and Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah.
AEW's
Well,
loading
they
up,
should-
guys.
Well, pushing them.
Soul might have to watch
They
it.
should have actually pushed them. Yeah.
I already said I'm going to watch it anyways.
Mm.
This makes me very sad. To lose both of them.
I think he's. They were saying he's refusing to work until Fandango comes back in and works with them. I guess
Well,
he
they probably
he
just
really
want him
likes
on a
working with
job or
them. I don't know. This
something. They probably
could
just
be
want him
like
on
a
the
little
job or
work.
something.
It could be a little work for the team to form again. But other than that, I don't know. I see it,
It could
might
be an
a work.
excuse of why, like, to shut people like me up that complain that he's not on TV and stuff. Like, oh, well, he doesn't want to do it because he's waiting for his partner.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, leave it alone.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's
also-
also a rumor that they may be doing a women's tag team title match at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
With they'll be defending the titles against a team from each brand, so it'll be like a fatal 4-way.
I wonder if the women's
good.
brand is going to be Io Shirai and the other Japanese chick.
Case,
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or
Should we
maybe the Four Horsewomen chicks.
No.
No, it's not going to be any of them.
No one cares
Yeah,
about this. People
well,
actually
because
care
they're not ready.
about-
Yeah, they're not ready for it.
About
They're not ready
saying,
for it.
sure.
Oh,
So there's a few AEW news out there. You know, what's his face there? The Nature Boy recently was celebrating his birthday, and he was celebrating it with Chris Jericho and Young Bucks was apparently there as well for a moment or not, and I mean that's interesting. I
Yeah.
mean it's not really a big deal, but
What is it again? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Nature Boy was celebrating his birthday with Chris Jericho and whatnot.
Oh.
I mean, it's
And
not
the Young
that
Bucks were there
crazy.
for a small time.
Huh?
And the Young Bucks were there for a minute, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess they showed up and then they left or something like that. I mean, there was other things going around, like,
I was also gonna talk about
Charlotte's dating
Young Bucks.
Andrade.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just heard
Yeah,
about that.
I heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that. Definitely heard that there, buddy.
What other news was I about to say? Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, are we
Yeah,
actually going to be talking about
there
like,
was
the
also-
potential Hall of Fame about DX being
Oh yeah,
inducted?
the X for Hall of Fame. Guys want to talk about that?
Well,
Wanna talk about that?
this is more like they feel bad about not fully inducting China, so they'll just do it as a group. Because without a
guess
doubt,
that's true.
I don't really think that Road Dogg and Jesse James would get inducted separately. I don't think that
Triple H.
X-Pac will get inducted separately. I think that China
Yeah,
should have
same.
been. I think China should have been inducted. And here's my reason why. If Paige is still allowed to have a movie made about her and to be front and center on Raw and SmackDown and to have a big promos on it and to still be a big deal, then China should be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to. I'm sorry, Paige had her boyfriend jerking off on her title belt. You saying that's not
true.
that's not as bad as China becoming drug addicted and going into porn? Most of those male WWE stars became drug addicted, and they did what they had to do to survive. Porn is just not usually a route that men take. So I'm not hating on China for any reasons or any of the mistakes that she might have made or any of the choices she might have made, and I think it's about time that WWE recognized that as well and recognize the hypocrisy of how hypocritical it is to have Paige be a manager of SmackDown for a time when she's done worse things, to me, than China ever did. So I mean that was to me disrespectful of the whole company. And so I mean I haven't been a real big Paige fan since that, but at the same time I understand
I haven't
she's
been a
being
big Paige fan
silly.
either.
And she was kind
I
of
think
being
she's
silly
okay.
or whatever, but yeah, I think she's kind of a hoe.
Yeah, exactly. Not kinda. She is. Not kinda.
Oh.
Come on, guy. Just throw it up there. She's a big old hoe. She's a
Oh,
thought.
and
She's
I also
thought.
want to point out New Day making fun of the Jesse Smollett situation.
Oh, where's that?
The guy from Empire who faked the hate attack. So New Day was, I can't remember what they said, but yeah, it was kind of a dig at Empire.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was pretty funny. I like
He
how
said
New
something
Day.
about- He said something about they'll do anything to keep that show from, like, I don't know, something like that. Like those guys.
Yeah, it's like the things they're doing to keep that show on the air, or something like that. Yeah, that was pretty funny, and I love how the New Day is not afraid to like touch on those real controversial things. Like even with when the Paige sex tape leaked with Xavier Woods, they were ragging Xavier about it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
So I like how they're not afraid to go there or acknowledge these, big moments in pop culture or real life history. That's one of the things that makes New Day so endearing, and one of the longest lasting tag teams there is. And I don't think Kofi Kingston winning a world title changes anything. If anything, it makes the New Day even stronger. I think the New Day could possibly be a tag team until they retire. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think they need solo careers. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm tired of the New Day. They just do the same thing." But to be honest, man, the New Day is legitimately. They'll never get old to kids, for one. Kids.
One of the fun things about watching SmackDown, I think, you know, they're always gonna come out. They're always gonna make you laugh. They're always gonna have something crazy to say. There's been times where it got stale, yeah. Of course, anything gets stale.
To us, but we watch it all the time. To kids.
It refreshes. They come back next week and do something to make us laugh again. We're like, oh, you know what? Or maybe I was too harsh on last week. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
New Day is the Bailey for boys.
I think you feel the same way about the New Day that you feel about Bailey.
Yeah, they're the Bailey for boys.
This is what they are, and they shouldn't change.
You have to target those demographics, and I think the New Day even targets a bit of a male demographic with like nerds. Oh, and you know, because they're
nerd type.
or video games, you know, because they did the Final Fantasy stuff, they did the Dragon Ball Z stuff, they've done all kinds of stuff to tap into.
It's perfect with the up down down channel as well as playing into that.
Like if WWE lost New Day, it would be devastating.
Yeah, definitely. I just watched Xavier Woods and Aleister Black's videos playing video games.
Oh, really? Was it good?
It was. Yeah, I think they played. Oh, what game was it? I think it was like
Streets of Rage, I think, or Street Fighter.
Yeah, Street Fighter. Yeah.
It's cool. Like they have all kinds of different types of videos on that page. Like that one was them two sitting there having a conversation, asking each other random questions about what do you think about this.
Then I have one question. Why hasn't Ninja stolen Xavier Woods' Delgato?
I know, right? I mean, it's still Delgato. We're talking about we're not talking about Ninja for Fortnite. We're talking about the other Ninja.
Jablinski Games.
Wow,
see, we're giving promos to other YouTubers here at DWP. That's what we do. Spread
why
love.
Why are we doing that? What's going on?
You guys already got like 3 million subs. Yeah. What you got?
More AEW related stuff.
Yep.
Wanna know?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear it, Ben?
If it's good, if it's people we've never heard of, then I don't care.
Yes, I've heard about that already.
They're gonna have a battle royale at Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Like I think it's 15 or 20 men. I don't know. I think
sounds like my kind of show.
There could
like one of my universe modes.
There could be some people just to be there for like one night. Like before I remember Colt Cabana was in one. And Hurricane, and then we had like
Bubba Ray Dudley,
the Dudley Boys and shit like that. I remember that. Some old people, you know. But I don't know if they can sign some, you know,
surprise debuts.
People, not sign, but you know, if they can get some surprise people.
But there really is nobody they can.
Hideo, Tommy, Ty Dillinger, and
hey, tying them up.
Yeah.
We still have a couple of months. They're dropping like flies, so.
Yep. So
who knows?
Currently, at the moment, we could see some brand new people going out.
At the same time, a lot of people are freaking out about them dropping those people.
Come out during a WWE's Royal Rumble. Those are the same. If those guys came out at the Royal Rumble for WWE, we would be sitting there like. Except for Ty Dillinger for me. The other two, I would be like, why are they entering the Royal Rumble? Even in the WWE, so them going to another promotion is exciting. It's like,
well, they're
that's not exciting. TJP going to AEW, who gives a fuck? Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody.
You may not be exciting, but some people.
Imagine
some people might actually like that. Some people might actually been a fan of TJP at the time he was wrestling.
Like maybe like 400
it's like people that were like a fan with Pac. Like I was a fan of Neville when he was in Cruz. Yeah,
He was.
hit
Stop.
Neville, Enzo,
Stop lying to yourself. You
freaking.
didn't watch 205
No,
Live. You didn't give a
I did
damn
watch
about
205
this.
Live for those guys.
I
Tell me
did,
right now,
so I
tell me right now,
did.
virtually,
Nah, this
tell
is
me
what I
virtually
mean.
to my face right now that you're excited to
You're
watch AEW
all
because
so
you want to see
Double
Neville
A?
perform. Tell me
Austin
right now.
Aries?
Tell
We
me.
need to bring Austin. We need to bring Austin Aries to AEW.
What are you, part of the AEW now?
Yeah, I'm right there. You didn't know
I want you
that?
to honestly tell me that you are looking forward to see Neville perform in the AEW.
I was
That's
honestly,
one
I
of the-
was. I really liked Neville. I liked him. I'll be straight up there. I liked Neville. I liked Austin Aries. They were the only people I really cared for that actually I thought made that brand relevant at the time, especially
Okay.
Enzo.
AEW, do you think they will?
Yeah, I
And if
agree.
they do you think they
Yeah,
That
would?
statement.
And if they would, do you think they should sign Enzo Amore?
No.
I think
No.
I don't think they would sign Enzo Amore, but I think Enzo
I don't know, it
Amore
might bring-
wouldn't want to be there.
It might bring
For-
press.
It might be. I think here's the thing. It's kind of interesting though with Enzo, because Enzo is just as much of a troll as Chris Jericho at this moment.
Controversy breeds
And-
ratings.
Exactly. Chris Jericho
but
and
is that the way they
Enzo
wanna
are in the
develop
same
themselves?
boat of trying to get, trying to start shit.
Well,
just
hold
to
on.
be,
Here's the
like,
thing. He
to
was
be up there.
his
But
charges were
Chris Jericho is
dropped.
very professional.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, his
Enzo's
charges
charges
were
were dropped. So there's no legal reason not to hire him. The only thing he did was diss WWE
Here's the funny part, though.
in rap tracks,
People-
which is good for AEW.
People
mean-
still like Enzo. You may think nobody.
Street loves the guy.
out there-
Listen to
I
him.
do. I like
I like
Enzo.
him.
I mean,
I like
His
him.
voice
I'm not
cracked.
a big fan. I'm not a big fan of him. Like he's like, oh, Finn Balor or Seth Rollins, but I think he was pretty good in the ring.
You subscribe
and
to
he
the
was
real one.
Good on the mic.
You post his videos
before
before they even drop.
But honestly, I think it would be interesting if they did sign him. I think there would be, some bandwagoners going over there to AEW. Because if you go look at Enzo's Twitter page and all that, there's still people there saying, get back in the ring, get back in the ring,
Oh, but you're not
Go
a big
join
fan of
WWE
him. You're
guy.
over there checking his page.
I mean, there's people that still like him, surprisingly. You may think there isn't, but there is.
You can stop defending
think
him
the
now. We get
best-
it.
I think the best thing
Like, I'm
AEW
sitting there,
can...
like falling asleep. Like, is he
No.
still talking about Enzo Amore?
No,
Holy
I'm gonna
shit.
move on right
We
now.
all like
I think the
him.
best thing right now AEW could do is sign CM Punk, not CM Punk, but Austin Aries. Here's why. He's done so much. He completed
he's,
so much after he left
great
WWE.
He won 14 titles. We know.
He
All at
he
once.
won many titles. He was holding 6 titles at
He won.
once.
He
at
won
one point.
every internet title and every title that no one's ever heard of.
No. Ring of Honor, TNA. Come on. IPW, Defiant. Come on. Those are pretty big indie names. I mean,
For wrestling nerds, yeah. But not
yeah,
for
but
the
still,
world.
what is AEW? What did AEW start with the Young
A
Bucks?
company backed
Kenny
by
Omega.
a billionaire that
No,
is trying to
I'm not
promote
talking about
themselves
the
to be a
company in general. I'm
worldwide
talking about
brand.
the
They're-
people
they're-
that's in
they're-
the company.
Well, look, here's
Who
my
are
here's
those
my take
people?
on this.
Exactly.
What makes AEW any different morally from WWE? Here's what they're doing, and that a lot of people consider wrong about WWE. They're cherry picking all the top talent from all the other indie spots. So where does this leave all those other indie spots? Where does this leave
They're
all
not
of
any
this?
better than the WWE. They're the same exact.
It's the exact same
They're
thing,
gonna
so-
do the same exact thing WWE's doing.
Exactly. So you
Just
can't.
all these little wrestling nerds don't see it.
So
They're
all
gonna-
their-
dude.
They're full
gonna
of-
push the most
They're,
hottest
they are.
Hollywood
They're
talent.
cherry picking all the talent from everywhere
It's
that
the
they can
same
get.
thing.
It is WWE
obviously they're
too.
gonna cherry pick talent, obviously, but they're also gonna have talent that will end up going there because they will be interested.
Here's the only
Like people
difference.
that-
Here's the thing.
You know
I think
how
what the
people
difference
go
will be.
to Ring
The
of Honor and TNA.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I'm sure most of the wrestlers, their dreams is to go to WWE, but no, they can't get signed to WWE, so they go to Ring of Honor, they go to TNA. That's gonna be another,
now they have another WWE to go to.
stands for.
Well, here's what I'm saying is that the difference between WWE and AEW, and I think the critical difference is going to be that I think to some extent AEW will maintain a working relationship with all those other indie programs. I think they'll send their talent
Ring
over
of
there.
Honor's already interested. Ring of Honor's already interested.
Yeah, if they'll let it. If TNA or whatever Impact says, screw you guys, I'm going home. Or, if, somebody else, But if New Japan wants to jump in there, I'm sure they'll be like, let's cross-promote.
None of this, I don't think that you guys understand that none of this, what you're talking about right now, has any relevancy to anything. All these guys came from Ring of Honor and New Japan already. So what's the difference if AEW works with Ring of Honor and New Japan? They basically are Ring of Honor and New Japan, just with a
because that's still
in their own
because Ring of Honor in New Japan.
All it is. They came from Ring of Honor and New Japan.
I'm saying that they'll work with them. So WWE almost blocks. WWE almost blocks them out, force them to be indie promotions. So the fact that somebody else will be willing to reach out and maybe trade talent, almost like foreign exchange type deal, we'll take your guy for a little bit, we'll send our guy down to yours, boost your promotion at the same time, get your guy some exposure in the United States. I think it would be beneficial to the indies, and I think you could maybe consider
a lot of indies.
I don't think AEW will reach WWE level, but I think you could consider it a middle ground, like WWE and then AEW and then the indies. Because it could be like a filter, not necessarily a filter. Because some guys would, their goal would be, who?
He's like, Impact. He said.
You talking about that show no one watches?
Yeah, I know. No one's watched the Impact since when?
Well,
I think more people watch.
It's still
Ring of Honor more than anything. So
yes,
Impact,
it's still existing, but so do a lot of.
It doesn't have a major TV deal. Impact, Ring of Honor don't have major TV deals. Okay, they don't.
Yep.
So they're not getting as much exposure. Their wrestlers not getting as much exposure than people on WWE. AEW, if they make a big TV deal, they've been talking about making a big TV deal. Okay, who are they gonna go with? We don't know yet, but they have 2 major big TV deals they could accept. Apparently, this is what they're saying. So,
why are you talking so fast?
All those people from Ring of Honor, because I'm trying to get it out because we're gonna be in the stream soon.
I know.
So Ring of Honor, TNA, small TV deals. You probably don't even have the channel. You probably don't even have cable for that shit. I don't even have the channel for that shit. But if those people team up with AEW, or those little rosters, people from there come up to AEW and they want to work with AEW to get more exposure because they're on a bigger TV deal and more people are going to see them, just like WWE on a big TV deal with USA. They're
going to be on Sci-Fi.
TV deals everywhere. And it's just like, okay, so they get their exposure done. That's why Ring of Honor would
AEW's going to get, they're going to be able to land is Sci-Fi.
You think?
Yeah,
it sounds right.
I'm just saying though.
Even still,
they're gonna get the Home Shopping Network.
Still bigger than what? Spike or something.
They'll get Home Shopping Network.
DIY channel.
Oh.
Get it? Because they did it themselves.
Why is it always, depending WWE? You know what? Okay.
Those channels, those weird channels in the middle of the, like Roku's and the...
They need to step up their game. I'm sorry, they need to step up their games.
You mean the channels that TNA and Impact are on?
They have one? Yeah, it's basically on
WWE? I'm just saying, well...
To what?
Okay.
They need to stop being... They need to be better than the best?
No. One thing that they should change, right? The freaking Universal title, replace that garbage title.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning into the podcast. We appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in.
No, we're not ending yet.
It's the same stuff, Vin. You said that at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah,
you said this in the middle of the podcast.
not.
It's about
I
Brock
do not
Lesnar and
eat.
it's about the Universal title. This is the same stuff.
No, I was talking about the World Heavyweight Championship. Thank you.
The World Heavyweight
And
Championship
also,
is fine.
well,
Daniel
they should-
Bryan's a vegan, and so is Eric Rowan, and Kofi Kingston's gonna whoop his ass. And then we're gonna get hippie Bray Wyatt. I can't wait for it.
Oh. Yo, even before that, if they freaking bring back Husky Harris to this whole situation, I'm done. I'm done with WWE for that matter.
I mean, I can
So
see
look
it,
at
man.
this.
Looking like
This
Jerry
is
Garcia
Ring of
out there.
Honor Ring of Honor is gonna go to a network called Charge. Ever heard of that one network? No, because it's the same kind of freaking network you probably heard of, Pop TV. Which has freaking.
It's like Crackle. It's gonna be on Crackle.
It's TNA is on. It's Pop TV. Yeah, it's basically on that Crackle shit.
No, but I think AEW could maybe get like Sci-Fi. I don't think that maybe they land a big one, but I mean maybe the dude knows the right people, can grease the right palms, can send a prostitute to the right Florida mayor.
Send a prostitute to the right person. Okay.
Supposedly Seth Rollins isn't currently cleared to wrestle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
No,
that's
he
heard
is.
about that.
He is cleared. He is cleared. I'm just saying he is cleared. He will be
If
cleared.
people say he isn't,
at
people say he
WrestleMania.
is. Who knows?
Well, he is going to be cleared. I know that for a fact. He will be
Oh
cleared.
yeah, where's your
Are you
news
his
coming
doctor?
You know what?
Where's
this
well,
coming from,
I
Ben?
know it. Yo, I'm
Where's
just
this coming
saying
from?
though.
Ben Rivers,
Well,
MD.
Ben
well,
Rivers
I
is
was-
part of what's that show there? Fuck,
Doogie
what's that
Howser?
show where they have those cameramen go over and like
Crocodile
spy
Hunter?
on people and get the cameramen go over to
Kangaroo Jack.
spy on people, get information and
Oh,
shit,
my-
and then they talk about it. What's that called?
Crocodile Dundee.
Sun TV? I don't know.
Keith Urban.
By TV.
Huh?
By TV.
No.
Punked.
Now it's like
No.
mocking.
No.
Candid
I
camera.
feel like I'm on Punk every time we talk.
No.
It's like looking around like,
Ben's
TMZ.
part of TMZ. That's what Ben's part of.
Hang on.
He's a
hang on.
TMZ. He has all the inside
You ever
snoop.
talk to Ben and then just ask yourself like, is somebody really
I'm
fucking
sorry,
with
but
me right now?
WWE is
We've said
overrated.
we've said way too
Hang
much
on.
controversial stuff to have been
Hang on.
for Ben to be a TMZ spy.
Wait a minute.
Ben would be
I'm
like,
gonna say this.
Yo,
WWE is
Sheepshifter
overrated.
thinks Donald Trump should have the Wall attack Lucha House Party.
Boring tag team again. Yeah, no one will really,
This is
no one really wants to see no more tag teams.
You know, if Ben hosted a TV show about wrestling, I can guarantee it would be all about Brock Lesnar.
It would be like it would be like those really corny shows that come on Adult Swim at like 3:15 in the morning.
Exactly.
Oh, for fuck's
It's the
sake.
Ben Rivers show.
And it's like only like a 15 minute.
No. It would be.
No, don't care.
Okay, so the Ben Rivers show, right, would be
Overrated.
TBS, the Ben Rivers show, because you know how on his channel when he does his
Ben Rivers is one
freaking
word.
career mode, he does heel Rivers like twice. He shortens it down and then puts it
Right,
like
I
I know
title.
what you're freaking talking
HRW,
about.
heel
Straight
Rivers
forget it.
wrestling.
Oh, for fuck's sake, straight.
It's like, okay.
Straight. Freaking drop it right now, okay? Drop it.
Why
Okay?
don't you
I'm
change
now
it?
freaking...
Heel Rivers Wrestling,
No,
Heel
shut up.
Rivers Wrestling. It's like
Straight.
when WWE
Straight.
did WWWF, and then they dropped the last W. Oh god.
I am absolutely fucking done with this.
Alright, I guess we can end the
This
podcast now. This is a good spot to
Oh, well.
end.
Well, nah.
Oh, t-shirts, yeah. But
Yes.
I was gonna show it off.
Yeah, that's what I was actually was going
But I would have to
freaking
adjust the
promote
camera, and I was running a little bit late. We do have TV shirts. You have to go to Soul Stream.
TV shirts?
TV shirts. You didn't know? We got TV shirts. You can watch Dat Wrasslin podcast on the shirt.
I'm dead right now.
We're actually giving them out for free, so as you walk around, everyone can watch our show while you do your daily routine and shop and out and about, you know.
It plays our recent
We're basically gonna
podcast
turn you
started.
into a bubble teller.
Yeah, they're only $1,500.99.
Oh yeah.
4K.
People be walking around with Gucci and all that, but nah, we got the TV shirts on deck.
4K.
You ain't know nothing about that.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week. We appreciate it.